This ABC 15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.
And good morning on a Thursday. Nick Saletti here with our top stories. Today, the votes will continue to be counted. In Maricopa County, they're preparing to do a hand count audit to ensure accuracy by randomly selecting early ballot batches by hand and to do a hand count by a bipartisan board. The group will count about 5,000 early ballots and 2% of Election Day ballots. The results are then compared to the tabulation results. That audit begins on Saturday. If you thought you'd be maybe getting a break from politics simply because the 2022 midterms are almost over, don't hold your breath. An important runoff election in Georgia is set to take place in December, and the 2024 presidential election is set to begin soon. Former President Donald Trump could make an announcement in the coming days. So what has 2022 taught us about politics in our country going forward? Here's our Joe St. George.
I know what you're thinking. Come on, there are some ballots from this year's election still being counted. Are we really going to talk about the next one? Well, we may not want to, but we have to, because what happened this week is already impacting politics going forward.
I will very probably do it again.
On one hand, what happened this midterm will have a big impact on former President Trump, who could announce another run for the White House in the coming days. How did this midterm election impact the former president? Well, some of his candidates underperformed. For instance, Mr. Trump's picks for senator and governor in Pennsylvania lost. His pick for governor of Maryland and senator from New Hampshire lost too. It's unclear what will happen in Georgia, but Herschel Walker, a candidate whom he supported early, underperformed as well. While Mr. Trump did have victories in states like Ohio, he had more losses than was expected, which could impact his ability to win the Republican nomination for a third straight time. If former President Trump does announce that he's running, to some degree, what he is seeking is unprecedented in modern American politics. In fact, only one American president ever has left office, only to return. If this midterm impacted former President Trump a bit negatively, it impacted some other Republicans positively, including Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. Governor DeSantis won re-election by a larger margin than was predicted. It wasn't even close. DeSantis' popularity in Florida is now fueling speculation that he could challenge Trump for the Republican nomination. If you're wondering how did this midterm impact our current president, many of his candidates beat expectations. Even though Republicans may soon have more influence in Washington than they do currently, the massive red wave that was forecasted by some did not occur. President Biden was able to flip a Senate seat in Pennsylvania. It's possible the president in the end will have a better first midterm than former President Barack Obama or Bill Clinton. And that may discourage critics who say Mr. Biden is too old to run for another term. One thing is clear, this midterm still shows our country is divided as ever, and that will impact governing, new laws, and yes, politics for the next 2 years. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Joe, thank you. 3 people are in the hospital after a home invasion and double shooting in Chandler. This all unfolded at 2 separate scenes. The first near Arizona Avenue in Pecos. Police say 2 people were shot and they do have critical injuries. Witnesses say the people took off and officers found them nearby in someone's home. We're told the homeowner was also attacked. Officers arresting both suspects. Police say one is in custody. The other is being checked out for showing symptoms of delirium. The Arizona Coyotes are on the road right now, taking on the New York Islanders. Tonight, as the Yotes wait to hear about the future of their home, a meeting today could give them a better idea of what's next. The Tempe City Council meeting to consider a resolution for a proposed hockey arena and entertainment district. The council could then decide to reserve a spot on the county's May 2023 special election ballot. Today's meeting does not indicate approval of the project, just a requirement to fulfill the ballot request. The council will consider the project itself. Later this month, there will be public hearings on November 22nd and the 29th.
Time for your most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Our latest storm that brought a cold front yesterday, all that rain, the cloud cover, the cool weather, and the winds, well, it's clearing out. But the cool air, it's going to stick around. So today we see more sunshine as clouds clear out early, but our high will only reach the upper 60s. So we're talking temperatures that are more than or around 10 degrees below average for this time of year. For the valley, out to our west, cooler too, with highs in the mid to upper 60s, and northern Arizona only reaches the 40s to 50s again today. A cool all day across the state, but it will be drier. The clouds will be clearing out early on. We'll see sunny to mostly sunny skies statewide, lighter winds today too. Then tomorrow for Veterans Day, some clouds moving in, but we will stay dry. It'll just be partly cloudy as we finish out the week. Then we've got another storm system coming our way by Sunday. No rain for the valley with this one. It'll bring a slight chance, a very slight chance for snow showers to northern Arizona by Sunday, but instead it will bring a drop in temperatures again and will fall back into the 60s Sunday into Monday.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, just go to ABC15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app.
This ABC15 News Update is sponsored by Sanderson Ford, America's best-selling Ford dealership.